Thirukolur penpillai's 38th statement, Avanmeni Aneno Thirupanare Pole. She refers Thirupanalvar in this statement. Thirupanalvar was one of the 12 Alvars. Thirupanalvar is considered as Ayonija, the one who is not born of mortal human beings. He is also considered as an Amsa of Sriman Narayana, Amsa of Srivatsa mark, the mole on the chest of Perumal. He was brought up by a childless couple who found him in the midst of paddy field at Urayur. They taught him music and to play veena. As he grew up, he started singing in praise of Lord Ranganatha, and he was always found with veena and singing in praise of Lord Ranganatha. He used to go to the banks of Kaveri every morning and used to close his eyes and sing with deep devotion about the Kalyana Gunams of Perumal. There, a great scholar, Lokasaranga Muni, was doing Kainkaryam in the temple. He used to collect water from Kaveri to do Tirumanjanam for Lord Ranganatha. Lokasaranga Muni used to cover his mouth with a cloth whenever he went to collect the water, and he never spoke during that time. So one day when he was going to collect water from Kaveri river, he found Thirupanalvar sitting on the banks of river and singing as usual, totally unaware of the fact that he was blocking the way. So to get his attention, Lokasaranga Muni hit him with a stone, small stone. The stone hit Thirupanalvar's forehead and blood began to ooze out of the wound. Recognizing his mistake, Thirupanalvar moved away to permit the uninterrupted access to the river by Muni to collect water for Tirumanjanam. Lokasaranga Muni collected water, reached the temple, and when he looked at Perumal, he found Perumal was also bleeding. Then he informed the other authorities, and the message was carried to king. The king came to the temple, but he didn't know what to do, so he prayed to God to solve this issue. That night, Perumal appeared in the dream of Lokasaranga Muni. In the dream, Lord Ranganatha ordered him to carry his dear Bhakta on his shoulders to his Sannadhi. Next morning, Lokasaranga Muni rushed to the site where Thirupanalvar was engaged in singing with his musical instrument, and he prostrated at the feet of Thirupanalvar and informed him that the order was given by Lord Ranganatha to carry him on his shoulders to the temple. Although Thirupanalvar was uncomfortable, he obeyed the Lord's command, and he sat on the shoulders of Lokasaranga Muni with closed eyes until he reached the Lord's Sannadhi. Thirupanalvar was thus transported to the sanctum sanctorium and earned the title as Muni Vahana. When Thirupanar opened his eyes at the Sannadhi to see Lord's auspicious and majestic Thirumeni, He was overwhelmed by that blissful experience. He began to salute the beauty of Lord from Thirupadams, that is sacred feet, to his crown in 10 moving pasurams. At the end of the salutations, through the 10 pasurams of Amalanadi Piran, he declared that his eyes will not care to see anything else anymore, and he merged right away in the divine Jyoti of Sri Ranganatha at his Asthanam. His last pasuram is Kondal Vannanai Kovalanai Vennai Undavayan Ennullam Kavarndanai Under Konani Arangan En Amudanai Kandakangal Matrondinai Kanave. He says, no, my eyes will not see anything else. After this, I have seen you. So he is expressing his determination through this, and he is expressing his bhakti through the last one. And in all the 10 pasurams, he describes the Tirumeni of Perumal. So this is what referred by Thirukolur penpillai. She was telling Ramanujar about the bhakti, about the devotion and the experience of Thirupanalvar, and she was telling Ramanuja that I didn't have that kind of devotion to Vaidyamanidhi Perumal. So what is the use? Why should I stay here? So she was bringing out her inability to pay so much of devotion to the Perumal, to Ramanuja.